2. Welcome out. We are live in Aberdeen. We're at Adams Jeep. We're back here. Finally, we made it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been so long since I've been here, and I found some pictures, and I want to give a little time and distance to the relationship with Josh Bynes, who came back in this year and has made the pilgrimage up here to Aberdeen tonight. But I've written a book that you didn't get, so I want to give you that tonight. But I found pictures of being up here, and we have a lot of folks up here that have been swabbed for the bone marrow registry and here through the years. I found all these pictures from like 14, 15, 16 when Jem was battling, and the pictures have like bags under my eyes, and I look all paunchy and gray. So to have my wife here with like 30 inches of hair, so give it up for my wife because she wasn't here. All I think about is Skyping with her bald Todd Heap and Gene Monroe and Dennis Pitta Skyping with her when she was in the hospital. So it's great to have you here. Man, we've had a heck of a journey, man. Where have you been hiding in Detroit, Arizona, man?
Yeah, just been, bounced around not really a lot, but just, went to 2 different teams over the last, 5 years. So it's been good, though. I can't complain at all. I'm glad to be back.
Well, I guess for us and for this organization, you just reappear one day. Do you want to speak to the beginning of the year, being a guy without a gig, to now being a guy on an 8-2 team with a really good-looking jersey here that they gave you guys for all the guys? Everybody's buying these. The kids are buying the hats with Lamar. But this has been an interesting 10 weeks in your life too, right?
Yeah, it's been crazy. That's 10 weeks already. Jesus Christ! I don't know if it's been that long for me, but yeah,
just get your bearings.
Yeah, it's been great. I really don't, I guess, reminisce about it as much. I just been mostly just, going my days as usual. That's when I'm in the season. Today is Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, just so you don't make the season as long as it already is, and just, take it day by day. So I don't really, get a chance to just look at it as everything's been going on, because I'm always looking for ways to get better as myself and just for us to win as a team.
Man, Luke and I are in Pittsburgh. We get up that morning, we drive a little sleepy, we meet in Breezeville, we get all the way up there. We're in our usual spot. It feels like we're there every week, right? We go once a year, but it feels like we sit in Pittsburgh constantly watching football games. And we're there. Play happens, and I'm like, Mosley, Bart, who... Josh is back. Look at that. I mean, the 57.
Different number, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all getting a little weirded out by the numbers and where we are. I mean, we've had that this year. Marlins changed the number. We've had Brandon Carr's change numbers when Marcus Peters came in. But for you to find yourself in the facility on, Monday, Tuesday of that week, and then find yourself in, 40 snaps or whatever it was that week, terminology and all of that, I marvel at that. For all of you, for what Marcus has done, for last week, for what Tamata Pekka did and what Ellis did, that's a gift, and that's something that for them to bring you in's one thing, sign you, but then trust you on the field, and then for you to make a play like that,
Yeah, it's crazy. The way you break it down like that, because like I said,
where were you when you got what were you doing when the Ravens called?
When the Wells are doing, I was actually. Like I said, I think a time before, Sunday I was golfing with friends and just watching games and stuff like that. Of course, I watched the games.
Who were we playing that week?
That was Cleveland.
Cleveland.
We don't want to talk about that game.
Yeah.
So you weren't part of that?
No.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Hold on. Have we lost a game since you've been here?
I'm going to keep the conversation going because that's not the part that
Josh
matters.
It's like a no-hitter. You don't talk about it.
All right, I'm just checking. I'm just doing the math on it, too, because I feel like I've known you like 10 years because I have, but you haven't even been here 10 weeks. That's crazy.
I know. It's been insane now that you think about it. Like, I just don't, like I said, I just haven't, just put it all in that kind of perspective. I just taking it just day by day and week by week, and it's just been amazing. And like you said, I was at home just trying to figure out, obviously staying in shape, working out, trying to figure out where my next move would be.
Where was home for you?
Atlanta. Yeah, I'm from Florida, but I live in Atlanta. The wife is from Atlanta, so hey, I'm in Atlanta.
I was going to talk about some Lauderdale stuff with you, because I've heard that barbecue places you haven't been.
Yeah, but the wife, I'm in Atlanta now, so just being with the home with the wife and kids, and just having, just spending time with them. But
what's
just
wife and kids? How many kids? Tell me about your
family. Oh my gosh!
Man.
The wife, they literally just left like maybe a few hours ago. My boys are 9 and 4, and got one more on the way now. So, the family growing, but that's it, though. It's no more. Boop, that's it. No more kids. No, that's it. And but, yeah, everything's great. The family's been amazing.
I'm trying to figure out what boop was. No, that's a visit. No, it's okay. for you with finding yourself with an opportunity, you're looking to get any job. Any job's a good job in this league. For it to have been here and the call and coming in, well, what has been the most familiar to you? Because I think in any circumstance, when you leave a place and go back, the first thing you notice is what's changed. Who's there, who's not there, people things that would be familiar to you. And you are of an era where you got a ring in that building, you have rings, you have all of those memories. Now you come back, the building's completely different. It looks like a new place.
Yeah, I know. It was new when I was there. I felt like it was nice and
the tour.
Yeah, now it's like even amazing. I mean, and that just goes to Mr. Bashadi himself, just investing and make sure we have everything we need as players, because at the end of the day, it's not easy sometimes waking up after those games on Sunday, as much as a lot of people think. It's hard, and it takes a lot of sacrifice for us, our bodies, and mentally sometimes as well. So, giving us the right things in the facility to make sure it feels like home, but at the same time we know we got to go to work. And but yeah, it's been crazy being back, and obviously I think it makes it easier being back is the management, and for the most part everybody's still here. From obviously Bashadi on down. Harbs. Joe Ortiz, everybody. I mean,
Eric,
Dick Cass, Eric. I mean, you can. I say Ozzy. I think you can just go on and on and on the list of guys that's from the top building, and obviously the coaching staff is Wink and Chris and everybody. Chris Horton and Chris Hewitt. Just everybody has just been there, so it makes it comfortable and more easy just to transition back into a place where you just so familiar with everybody.
Now, as you're waiting this entire time, I mean, you were let go in March by the Cardinals. You were hurt last year. You didn't play after November. But I think what's funny is the narrative of guys that played in the Ray Lewis era, defensive guys. The narrative was always that they were so good here and guys would go elsewhere and they'd get a good payday, but maybe they wouldn't have the same star that they had in Baltimore. But you were kind of the opposite. You were a guy who fought for playing time. You played. You started some games, but you went on and you had success. And even last year, you can check Pro Football Focus. You graded out well there. But it felt for me, from my perspective, and you can certainly speak to this much better than I can, that it felt like you were every team's backup plan this offseason. And I know you talked when you arrived back in October that you had talked to teams, but it seemed like everyone was waiting. So my question is, how challenging was it for you to stay confident that this opportunity, whether it was Baltimore or somewhere else, that it was going to come when you're sitting at home, even though you're in great shape, even though you can play, but it's October and you're not with the team yet?
Yeah, it was very frustrating because I feel like I've proven time and time again over my career that, I've put myself in a position where no matter what, I've been ready to go out there and perform and play at a high level. But, every year, just unfortunate with last year, I feel like I played my best football when I was in Arizona last year. And we had a whole new staff and a whole new this, whole new that. And just, when the whole new staff come in, they want to bring in what they want to bring in. And I just was a casualty of that. And it sucks because it's not necessarily sometimes about your performance per se. It's all, in this business is about, a lot of other things, especially when the staff changes. So it's like, we don't even care what you did and whatnot. And it's not like I had a major injury. I just broke my thumb.
Sure.
I mean, it's my thumb. I mean, I can see if it's ACL or hip or some crazy thing. Just a thumb, and it sucks. But that was hard to deal with because I felt like that was a place I wanted to be home to. And I just stayed with the family and just worked out every single day and just starting to get a hold of some things that I wanted to do when I'm done playing the game. And at the same time, just kept a level head despite being, upset and frustrated about watching some guys play on Sunday. I was just, luckily I have a good wife to keep me humble and these kids and just, amazing family
Auburn games on Saturday.
Those frustrating me too right now. We're not going to talk about that right now. We took a loss to Georgia this past weekend, so I don't even go.
September, I'm thinking.
But we was doing our thing. That's frustrating still. I can't really watch football like everybody else watch football. I watch football like I'm looking at, why does linebacker didn't do this, or this DB, they're in this coverage. Why did the quarterback didn't throw here? Because I'm looking at it from a
coach.
Player coach perspective. I can't look at so I really can't watch it just to be a fan. I can't. It's just
maybe
it's
later in life that'll come to you.
No, it's too late for me. It's over.
You know what? I wanted to ask you because this is there are 32 organizations in the league. And this is a week where I'm on the rampage about being blessed with the Ravens. And I talked to Luke at length about this. I even sent Eric a text, told him he should win Executive of the Year because of you, because of Marcus, because of what's happened within the framework of the season and everything that's gone wrong that still has turned out right. It's not easy to do. And you talk about Detroit or Arizona, where Jimmy Schwartz was there 5 minutes ago, my pal. They're 3 coaches further along the line now. Arizona's on their 3rd coach in 4 seasons. And yet here you come back and it's the same people. And Bob Eller's setting up the trips, and Baker's doing the tickets, and people you know, and Steve's owning the team, and Kevin Burns there, and there's Chad.
Yeah.
You know, all the same people. And we sort of kind of take that for granted, but that's the secret to why they're 8-2. To me, that's the secret why you stay in this, because you don't throw Mike Tomlin over in Pittsburgh with it. You don't throw Bill Belichick. The stability, even Sean Payton in New Orleans. These organizations that have stability wind up having success because of the stability, especially when you have qualified people. You know, you're not throwing the wrong people over. Now you find yourself back here where it's sort of timeless and ageless to some degree, but the standard is still, and I even see how excited John is in the locker room afterward. There's something about the youth of the team even keeping everyone young. Like John's never been there before, or like you don't know what a Super Bowl team looks like, because you do, but there's a lot of guys around there looking to you and Marshall and Tucker and other guys and saying, is this how we do this, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I think you said it all
But you
perfect
can't
like
do that in Detroit or Arizona because there's nobody there that knows how it was done.
Yeah, I can't. You know, now you put me on the spot. Like I'm gonna talk bad about my teams. I love my times in Detroit and Arizona, but I get your point though. I mean, I think it makes
there
sense.
are trophies in the wall when you walk in there. There's not. It's just
right.
different.
You're
is
right.
different.
It's definitely different. And I said that before. You know what we've done here in Baltimore is they're totally different than that's being done in other places, like you said, in Arizona and Detroit. And like you said, I'm not trying to put my ex teams down, because I look and support those guys even when I'm not playing. I look at my guys even in Arizona.
But there were things that
Detroit.
were missing there.
Yes, I mean
your record indicates that, right? I mean, there are things that are missing in the case even here 2 or 3 or 4 years ago that the organization said there's something missing here. And Luke and I every week were charged with it when the team is 4-4 instead of 8-2 and saying, how can it be better? The people here get it. I mean, they understand it. You're an embodiment of that. You're one of 53 guys that on a Monday night when the team's doing well. The second event tonight, he was out with Jamil tonight at Salvation Army, and you guys the next 10 days, you're going to be doing all that and working on a short week next week, getting ready for big games. But it's important, and they make it important here. That's part of how you won the last time.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Oh, yeah, they make a lot of things important. That part hasn't changed. The standard and stuff they set for us, that hasn't changed one bit at all. We go 110 miles an hour at practice, and the expectation level is always high. And we expect to go out there and perform on Sunday. And at the end of the day, it's about let's go and perform. If you don't perform, then find someone else to perform for you. That's just the reality of the business we in.
How fulfilling is it for you to be in this linebacker room now? Thinking back to when you were a rookie, Ray Lewis, Jamil McLean was in that room, Donnell Ellerby, accomplished guys that you won a championship with. But now you're the veteran of a really young group that had some struggles a little bit earlier in the season. But I think the message that I got from talking to people about what you've done for that group is you slowed the heartbeat a little bit. You've been around. This isn't your first time around the block. You've won a Super Bowl. But what's it like now being in that role, coming back to a place where you were in their shoes 7-8 years ago?
It's just no different than like being the linebacker of a defense, being the leader. It just comes naturally to you. So even when I'm in the meeting room, a lot of the guys get on me. A lot of they always say, "Oh, you're so ready to be a coach now, aren't you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not.
Not quite yet."
No, it's just just because naturally, I'm the type of person always want to know what's going on. Where is everybody supposed to be at? Like I've never been the type of person you just got to like tell me to go there. No, why I got to go there? What's going on? Who's doing what? What are corners doing? What are safeties doing? What the D line's doing? I want to know every single piece because it makes me play that much faster. It makes us be knowledgeable of what's going on. So when things happen, it's like I know where I need to be at and put my body in a good position and stuff like that. So all that adds up, and it's just knowledge I'm just passing on to guys because I had guys like Jamil and Ellerby and Ray Lewis and guys like that early on who who did the same things for me. And it's my duty as a, being this veteran and being who I am as a person, and just being a leader for us as well, is just, just definitely passing that knowledge down, and hopefully they can do the same thing, and it's a little ripple effect. We just had some really great guys, obviously, like I just said, the guys already, who installed some great knowledge and ability. Even Ed Reed, I've met with, me and him had meetings and stuff like that when I was a young pup, trying to figure this game out, and that's just great stuff that you got to pass down to guys, and hopefully they continue to pass that down and create that leadership in themselves, and it just transpires around the room and around each and every person around you.
Do you see that young undrafted free agent guy in yourself? I mean, do you remember being lost, confused, dazed, and having Ray Lewis standing there who knows the answer to the whole phone book, right? You're trying to figure it out.
I wouldn't necessarily say I was lost or confused. I was never that kind of rookie. I was more, for me, was just being thrown in the fire, I guess, that fast. But I was always
Auburn helps that out.
Yeah.
Though, right?
I mean, Auburn's been amazing for me there, because I could just taking it back to my dad, actually, who was my coach in high school. I was literally the only player on my defense with a wristband, so I used to always change the defense and stuff, even in high school. So, I really got to give my credit to my dad of having me that mentally ready, even when I was a young kid, being 17, going to college. And even when I got to college, I was pressed into that same role as having to be able to change and make stuff happen on the run and stuff like that. Even when I was in college, it was the same thing that was dependent on me to, so I've been bred from that from early on to being in a position now. So I love having that responsibility. I look forward to it each and every Sunday, having that responsibility and just being able to get guys lined up, put us in the right position, make calls and stuff like that, and take the accountability of it. I love that. And literally that's what I drive for, is playing the game for the other guys around me. And when you do that, it just becomes just you just leave it all out there, and I'm okay whatever happens on the film.
Good time to take a break. Let's break on that. We'll come back. Luke's got all sorts of football stuff. He's going to nerd it all up. Luke Jones is here. He's Baltimore Luke, and Luke at WNST.net. He'll be out in the backfields. This guy will be out in the backfields. We're getting ready. Extra day. Los Angeles, going to Hollywood. I should have worn my sunglasses today. I'll get those out later on. Never been to the L.A. Memorial Coliseum, so I'm excited. We're at Adams Jeep. We got Josh Bynes out with us. I'm going to pimp Purple Rain, too, in his role and everybody else's role. It's great to be back up here in Harford County. We're back for more in Aberdeen at Adams Jeep right after this. You can applaud. It's okay.